Hola Mijas Bonitas. I've been driving all the way from NH. Like, where is Yaki? Where the hell is she?
Okay, I'm here. You wanted a Coke. I ran everywhere for this Coke, dude.
Yeah, and is it cold?
It's kind of cold.
Okay, because my standards, girl, I gotta be cold.
It's like kind of cold, but hey, it's a big can. Look at that.
Yay, I love it. And it's cool.
And it's cool.
Good. Yes.
Hey.
What did you get?
I got the Dr. Pepper because I'm going through a Dr. Pepper phase right now.
Ah, Dr. Pepper's actually pretty good too.
Not too bad, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Well, cheers. Welcome.
Girl. Thank you for having me.
Hey. I should probably introduce you before
before we open it up.
Do that thing.
Okay.
So, hello everybody. Welcome back to When Food and Life Meet. And today we're with Claudia Ramos. Hola Mijas Bonitas.
Hola. Yay!
Finally. Oh my god. Okay, so real quick, I just want to share real quick of how we met. So we went to an event, like a Latino event. So shout out to Betty Martinez.
Yes.
And we were there, and we didn't know a lot of people. It was with Anna, and we're just like walking. We're just like, oh, how do you just interrupt people and say hi? You know, it was just like and even though I go to a lot of networking, it was just different. It was just like, oh, I don't, because I was in LA, and I don't always go to LA. So I'm like, and then I just see somebody dancing, just dancing, and I was like, she's dancing. She's just like in her element, and I'm like, I like that. So that attracted me to be like, I want to go talk to her. So I turn around. You turn around and we just
hit it off.
You hit it off, and you told me everything you're doing, which I'm excited to share with everybody today. And I was like, oh my God, Claudia.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that you came up to me, because usually I'm like, when I go to events, I love mingling. I'm like a social butterfly, get to know people.
You know a lot of people, by the way. I'm like, some people are gonna.
Well, we'll talk into it, but it's all about for me, I'm a people person, so meeting people to me, it's like, I just love hearing people's story and getting to know and see, how if we connect and what we could do together and fun things like that. So I'm glad that you came up to me and we hit it off, and we were trying all the yummy foods, and it was actually really good tacos. They had some good stuff.
Really good stuff.
And it was so much fun. But we've been planning to meet up for a while. Finally we made it. But a lot of stuff happening in the middle and between all that. But we're here.
We're here actually at LMVL Club. So shout out to Patty Cordova.
Yes, and it's beautiful here.
Beautiful in here.
So beautiful. And there's AC.
There's AC. Yes.
I know.
Thank you. I know.
With this heat, nuh-uh.
But let's have a drink, shall we?
Yeah.
So I imagine, you know that feeling when you're like, do you think we can open at the same time? You think?
Okay, we can try.
Or the ASMR? All
right, let's do this.
Okay, at a count of 3. So I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh wait, I'm nervous. Okay.
We got this.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah! Cheers! Oh my goodness!
And then do you see the carbonation that comes out? Okay.
Yummy.
Ooh.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. So we have some other snacks. Claudia's really into peanuts.
I love peanuts.
Anything.
Well, except I saw that you have spiciness, but we'll try spicy ones. But I'll try it. I'm all for trying it. And if you guys want some ASMR reaction of somebody burning their tongue, basically.
Yeah, let's do it right now. let's give you the regular peanut snap first.
Yay.
And then I'm gonna try
Planters. You can never go wrong.
So when you do a sandwich or a toast, do you go for the peanut butter, or have you tried other stuff? There's obviously there's almond butter, there's cashew butter, there's sunflower butter.
I've tried the almond one. It was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, those are really yummy. I've tried those, but I need to actually open more, try different types.
Yeah,
I never thought of that.
They're expensive. But.
Yeah, that's why I'm I haven't tried those, because that sounds kind of expensive.
But nothing wrong with an OG peanut.
Not. Yeah.
All right, let's try it. Well, you're gonna have your regular one to kind of get you ready for.
Let's see.
Because what I'm holding is a tapatio. Apparently they have mixed nuts, and it comes with spicy. So.
Well, we'll try it. I'm down with trying it. We have a little bit of soda, but you can never go wrong with
You can't. You really can't.
I'm a baby when it comes to spice.
What, always?
Depends. So I started introducing what's that one called from the sushi one? That when you get sushi, it has that green.
Oh, wasabi?
Wasabi. Oh. That's spicy, and I can do it just a little bit, a little dab.
Okay.
And sometimes it goes up there in your nose, and I can't handle it, but I'll do it. So I love that. The red one that you put on the chicken, not kimchi, it's the other one, it's the red sauce.
Yes.
Usually for like, sriracha. As you can tell, I'm really bad at names.
I was like, for me, I'm like, dude, am I gonna get that? That was good. That's good. We got it.
We got it. So that's the spicy that I've gone a little bit more. So I don't think that would be that bad.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Okay, let's try it.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, a little bit.
Let's see. I'm scared. Because I'm not big on spicy. I'll do a little bit, but.
A little kick.
Oh, there it is.
Not that bad. Actually, it's good.
It is?
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I can feel it already. The more you,
you're like,
the more you put, the more spicy it gets. So.
I can't do Takis.
I haven't tried Takis actually.
Oh, you would not enjoy it.
I'm old school. I'm like hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos are good.
Hot Cheeto girl.
I feel like when I turned 30, it felt like it was a big deal. Like now that I'm closer to 40, now I'm turning 37 this weekend.
Oh my God, she's still young, a baby.
She's still young, please.
Girl, I'm already 40. I'm 44. I'm proud to say.
Yeah, but
44.
you already have like your family.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No, I get it.
We all have our conundrums, but like it felt very like, you know, when it's like a pendulum. What is that thing called? The pendulum?
I know what you're saying, girl.
It just
you're
like,
asking the wrong person what the name is, but I know what you're talking about. That thing.
I'm all straight. The thing that
that game.
You know? I understand why I was afraid, but now I'm like, well, we should feel proud of what we've experienced, you know, because it's what helps us with the today. So how was it for you when you turned 30?
Oh my goodness, when I turned 30, I just graduated. Okay, so I graduated from Cal State Northridge at 27. So I knew I wanted to have a kid like at 28 or 29. So I literally graduated from college, worked for like a year or two, and then got knocked up. So I already had a kid under 30. So I knew that I was gonna concentrate, you know, staying at home for 2 years, and my husband was working, and then I was freelancing by that time. So 30 was already like mama mode and then hustle mode, like doing freelance and doing all that stuff on the side. And then I wasn't really looking for work, but actually a job came out after 2 years with my daughter, and then I took it. And the good thing that the job was like not even that far from the house, so I was able to go there during lunch, and you know, I had my family helping me out with the baby. 30s were a big challenge also because like so much stuff unexpectedly happened. So like when I started working, then my husband got sick. He had like a thyroid condition. So he didn't know what was going on because he lost a lot of weight. And so we were like, what's going on? So he basically started going to the doctor, and he ended up, one of the conditions is that your eyes bulge out. So he had to take medication.
Oh my God.
He got surgery.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a whole new level of like stress for me too, because I wasn't expecting that. And so from there, basically he had to stay home. So he was able to be at home with the baby. So that was like the benefits too, that he was there, but also he wasn't well, meaning like he couldn't be out in this type of light. Like we were living like bats because because he will get migraines like really bad, and anybody that suffers and stuff like that, I don't think understand until you're there, have somebody. And so so he was a stay-home father from there, because for many years until he got better, and then so I became a breadwinner with my family. So that was my God. From my 30s, I feel like I've been.
How do you feel now? Like what you went through?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like right now, like I'm holding my tears, but it's emotional because I feel like I'm healing now. You caught me in a
healing time.
Healing time.
We love the healing time here.
Love the healing time because you're like, you have to confront a lot of things that were very painful, and also as married to our relationship actually like suffered for a while. So a lot of conversations, because there was a time where, you know, he was, after we'll say like the last 5 years, he was able to work, you know, but he wanted to get himself also prepared to go back to the working field. And I understand also, as a thing that we should discuss, also men go through depressions, and there's a lot of things that we kind of don't pay attention, and we think that they should be perfect, or meaning like take care of everything, but sometimes we see that they're going through their time.
They're going through something too.
That's why I was so compassionate with him too, because a lot of people also, like you know, family members would criticize me too. That was a whole thing too, with being a Latina, a woman, the whole machismo world. Oh yeah, they were chismosos, or they were also like, didn't agree that I was like the girl making the money and he was at home, even though he was looking after our kid and taking her to school. So that was a whole nother level of.
I was gonna say, like, I think what I've learned. I mean, I've only been married for a couple years, but Anna and I have been together for 8 years, and I think one thing that I've learned. I mean, we've kind of had to be, and I guess in a good way. I guess this is one of the only good perks of being gay. Is like we're a unit. It's like we make decisions together. There's ebbs and flows. Where like Anna has supported me, and I've supported her, and so that's because I think you said something really important. It's like life can be very unexpected, and it's like, and how are you gonna show up in those moments?
Yeah, and our marriage literally got challenged from the time that we had our kid, and good thing at that time we didn't have a place to live, so I rented basically my room, and we were living in that small bedroom for like about 2 years, and then I was working, so I ended up getting an apartment at Valley Village, and we were there for about 13 years. We were living there. It's a one single bedroom apartment. So we were like, we need to bounce out because my daughter's already at that time was 14. So we found a new place. So exactly we were supposed to like meet up. I was like, girl, maybe we can reschedule because I just moved to a new place. So our new place is bigger. She has her own bedroom. I have my bedroom, and my husband's not working, which is wow. Like I'm so happy, but at the same time I can see him also himself like changing. Like I can see that he's feeling confident. Like he even says like, I feel so great that I can take you out, girls, and eat and pay. Like so that's a whole like thing that with marriage you never know. You never and then our marriage got challenged, and we're sticking together. And
what is it? What is the love? How would you express like the love between each other?
Yeah. Okay. So backstory.
Backstory.
I know backstory. Machismo. We know each other since high school. So I was 15 and he was 16. And so we're high school sweethearts.
Oh my gosh.
We're high school sweethearts. Yeah, it's very rare, right?
It's very rare.
Yeah. And so we were together, and then I ended up moving to the Valley when I was like 16, and I thought we were gonna break up because at that time we were old school, which is take a bus or we call from the payphone, and my parents were very strict, so I was not the girl that was on the call every time. So I was like, I thought we were gonna break up, but he would take 3 buses from LA all the way to the Valley to see me, and we made it work. And so when it comes to love, it's like, I mean, you do in the beginning, you get that butterfly, excited to see them. But like I said, when you get challenges, and that's where I feel the love comes through to see, will you stick with this person when they're sick? Will you take care of them? Will you have compassion? I might not have the butterfly feelings anymore because we've been together for so long, but I tell him when I get a chance, I was like, I love you so much. And he'll tell me, I love you too. And, I feel sometimes challenges brings you closer. I mean, if you truly is love, like I feel like you will see you through the ugly, through the nice, or they see you for who you really are, even without makeup. And that's when it's like, I feel like love continues growing, because I'm still learning with him. Like before we
continuous,
even before when I got knocked up, we still weren't even living together. Girl, we were living I did everything backwards. I got pregnant. We went to Vegas to get married over there.
Like elopement kind of thing?
Yeah, we went to Vegas, and then we asked my parents, okay, can we rent the room? And they're like, well, because everything is always like, you're gonna find your love, and then you're gonna get married, and then move together. So we basically have learned so much from each other once we moved in together, and we're still learning from each other, like from everything now at this stage. Now that I'm 44 and he's 45, we're seeing each other get older, and now that we have a teenager that's 16.
Oh my goodness.
It's like she also challenges us. That's another level with children.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the motherhood thing.
Yeah, children also will challenge the marriage. And it will make you question but as long as for me, like I think earlier I was saying, like we just have a different way of raising her. We talk about everything, even if it's the most uncomfortable conversations.
When Anna and I had, during the pandemic, we got our puppy, Charlie. That was probably the first time and one of the hardest times in our relationship, because we had different expectations of raising a dog. So, but I think it prepared us. We got to like really know each other and have grace and forgive each other and patience and like an understanding, and we ended up proposing to each other. So I guess like knock on wood that year, I mean on 2021. So I guess it does, yeah, I mean you have to be challenges do I think in a good way, like test your love for each other. Because then you recognize like, wow, this person really does love me. It's like, you know, even though going through all this, there's a lot of care and
no, definitely. Like there are gonna be moments where you just don't want to be around each other because you had like a really heated, you know, conversation or argument. You know, don't get me wrong, we're not perfect. There are moments we do argue, but I just have to like catch myself when he catches himself, and we're like, you know what, I'm just gonna walk away. We'll talk later. Because I don't want to, because you sometimes don't want to say some things that you might really hurt each other. So you just have to like hold your tongue and calm down, because none of us are hearing each other out. So once we calm and we have a conversation, then, you know.
For sure. Relationships.
Challenging, but.
We already started talking about relationships and we haven't even.
I know, girl.
I just realized, I was like, I love it. We went right into it.
I told you, I'm an open book. I love sharing my story, but also too hearing other people's stories. I just love learning from people.
Yes. And I am learning some stuff from you today. I think some of it you hadn't shared with me yet. And so it's just like, now I see you in
different level.
No, in a deeper level. I think there's like, wow, like girl, like you are resilient. And I just made this realization, and I don't know how this will land for you. I just learned that too. Like, how does that land for you? But I'm going through this thing of like, I'm trying to find more self-compassion for myself, and it's helping. I am in therapy, and it's helping me. And there was a time in my life right before I met Anna where it was really hard. I was really heartbroken, and I was just trying to like find my way back or out, or you know. And for like 3-4 years and it was like, I finally the other day I was like, wow, like I always try not to look at that time because it was hard. But I've recently been like, no, like, dude, like I got up every day and I pushed forward, I persevered. And at times I was not happy. I was uncomfortable. I was like all these things, but I was like, but I made an effort. I tried, I did what I had to do to like move my life forward. And I can be like proud about it. And I'm like, holy, it feels like pretty damn good actually. But it's like, so it's instead of like feeling like I have to like avoid that time in my life, or I've been like, oh, I did that. I can now feel like I can look back and be like, hell yeah, like I did that, and I am strong, and I can do hard things and all that stuff. So I think about like what you went through in your 30s, like how do you now look back at that time with how you see yourself?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think one of the things too is I try to talk about it a lot more, because at first I was embarrassed. I'll be honest, like when I was going through all that and I was going to events and summits and stuff, I was kind of embarrassed to talk about it. Because during that time he was at home. Our relationship, we understand. At home, it's my safe zone. Me and him understand what our situation was. Nobody else could. But if I went out, I felt a little bit embarrassed because I didn't know how people would, more females or women of, you know, más Latinas, right? Moms and tias and people, like how would they react, you know? But I think for me, it's like the more I talk about it, like the more easier. And then like you said right now, hearing yourself or even watching this later on, you can reflect from it and be like, yeah, I did that. Like I did all those moves for a reason. I was protecting myself, but also too, when I'm ready to like say, yeah, I'm proud of myself. You know, all those struggles that you went through made me who I am. And you see your child like so smart and so confident and also very outspoken, but also respectful, and also her feet's on the ground, and it's like, okay, I'm doing a good job.
Oh my God, that's huge, Claudia.
It is. Like, so to me, my kid is like I don't know if other moms can relate to it, but it's like, if people tell you your child is good, it's like you're getting a report card.
Like you're doing good.
Because, you know, you're raising a person that's gonna, you know, when you're not here, they're gonna impact the world too. So I want her to spread joy and also be a good person.
Think about that. Like your daughter sounds like a wonderful person, and you went through this really hard time pushing through for your family.
Yeah.
And now you see that, and it's like, oh, it's like, I don't know, it's
tough. Yeah, and now that she's older too, of course, sometimes we can't, cover up, like, because I try to protect her a lot, like to not see us argue or anything like that, because I grew up like in that type of environment where there was argument and loud noises and stuff was norm, like for us to hear, but it gave me a lot of anxiety. So that was another thing, trauma as a child and growing up older, instead of like, I went through my phases where I wasn't happy with myself because I felt like everything was my fault or things like that. But I think the more older and did research and all stuff, I didn't go to therapy, so I basically made my own therapy by doing journaling.
That's awesome. Yeah, journaling is a huge, that's a huge, like, that's actually therapeutic, is to do that.
Journaling and just sharing my story. And I know I started, I don't know if you know, but I had my own podcast also, and that's the reason I had my own podcast.
No?
Because I wanted to share, it was like my journal.
Where is it?
Oh, it's called Homegirl Chat.
Okay, we'll put it in the link in the description. Homegirl
People have asked me to go back to it because because I was bringing in females and males that are like bosses, and it was very organic, like this, like just talking. But the main reason I started was because I wanted to share my story as a kind of like a rebellious thing, because at that time I was going through like, this is my life. I am the breadwinner. Who cares what people say? And I'm going to share this. And also the stigma of everything of a machismo family and everything. I wanted to kind of like be like, no, this is cuts out.
No more.
So that's why it
stops right here.
It stops right here. And then from there, like I said, like with my daughter, I wanted to just raise her in a way where I didn't want arguments and screaming at my home. Like my home is my sanctuary. So when we did have arguments, yes, like I said, we're not perfect, but we try not to do it around her. Like if she'll be in the room playing and everything. But the older she got, of course, there's so much you can hide, right? There's always going to be dispute or whatever. Well, if she was there, we'll just be like, after we're done arguing, whatever, we'll have a discussion with her. We both actually talk to her about it and we say, I still love your dad.
Right.
Your dad still, and he's like, I still love your mom. We're gonna have disagreements, but the main thing is to discuss it later on when you're calm, and just know that everything's fine, And she's like, okay, mommy, okay, daddy. Like
that's so awesome. I've never heard of any parent doing that. That's very cool.
Yeah, because it's.
I'm taking notes, Claudia.
Taking notes.
I like that. I love that. Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, my parents, I love them, and they actually never really fought in front of us, but you could feel the tension.
Yeah.
I think maybe they didn't know how to communicate or like those feelings, and so the kids still feel that tension and burden. But the fact that you're saying like, hey, like it's okay, we talk and we love each other, and like it's reassuring. And when you're a kid, you don't know, like you don't know, and so to give that sort of affirmation and clarity, that's really cool.
Because like you said, exactly, as a child, you don't know, you just see loud noise or people arguing, and so you're scared. As for me, I love my mom and my dad. I've had like discussions with my mom about my upbringing. Like I know that they have their own trauma too, and that's a reflection of why they were being who they are. That's I'm telling you. I'm not a therapist, but I'm like, I try to see them also as humans, and that's one of the things I actually told my daughter. I'm not perfect. I'm learning as I go, like you, and I think that's why she also understands that, like, okay, mommy and daddy are not perfect, but we'll figure it out. There's always a solution. There's always something together that we can figure out, whatever. But
that's
it's
awesome.
tough, but it's hard. But open conversation is plus,
Plus, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I keep on looking at these stickers. Sorry, we'll definitely come back to the motherhood. But I do want to talk about your beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
Hola Mijas Bonitas.
Yeah.
And so I'm holding some stickers right now, and I do want to talk about this business venture.
Yeah.
So we have quite a bit of entrepreneurs in this platform. It's because somebody asked me the other day, like, how do you like figure out who you want to interview? And I'm like, honestly, it just so happens that a lot of them are entrepreneurs, but you don't have to be an entrepreneur, but I think entrepreneurs are a great example of like taking a chance on yourself, believing in yourself, breaking cycles and so forth. And so to me, and they're dreamers. And so for me, it's just like, and so when I met you, you told me your story. So do you want to tell everybody what's behind Hola Mijas Bonitas?
Yeah, as you can see, Hola Mijas Bonitas, it came from a place where, again, going back to healing, came from a place where I was hurt, I felt not represented. I still am going through that. Like, that's another thing that even with being the oldest in my family, first generation working in the corporate world, I encounter a lot of things that I thought was awkward, but I didn't know how to speak up. So I just kind of dealt with it more, being a brown girl with curly hair, being in these environments that you kind of stood out. You felt like you stood out. Yeah. So, and also imposter syndrome. So my Mijas came from a place where I wanted to create a character like me, that looked like me, and be represented, and then it led me to drawing other Mijas, other Claudias, right? Because they're all inspired by my looks that I was wearing in high school. So then I was like, you know what? There's 6 Claudias, but I want to show diversity. So I started changing their skin tone colors and giving them names from family members and people that I love. They're very sassy girls, as you can see, they have hoop earrings, but they're also very cute, because I love, cute stuff. Anybody that loves kawaii, if you guys like Hello Kitties, what's it called? Lisa Frank, all the cute stuff.
Oh my God.
I just never saw characters that look like us, so I wanted to create characters that in a cute, positive way. I keep saying that. People were like, oh, like, it's just, because again, I know that we have brands out there at that time that representing maybe our community, but not in a positive light. There was always like, some negativity, what you see in TV and everything. But I wanted to create something that was innocent and fun and also inspirational. And I created 6 Mijas, and it's been so much fun. I draw everything myself. But
literally, that's a talent right there. Oh my God.
Thank you. I do everything from the marketing, the drawing, I even cut the stickers myself in the machine.
Oh my gosh.
I have a Cricut machine, so I cut everything, print it out. But when it comes to like the books and the washi tapes, of course, I have manufacturers outside. That's another whole thing too. Like dealing with the manufacturers, getting everything correct. So that's another production. I do production, everything, product design. But also too, like I find myself, like when I work on them, I'm healing my inner child. Like that's another thing. That's why I'm so passionate on creating them. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There are moments where I'm like, is anything, because sometimes it gets slow. Yeah. When it comes to as a business owner, there's like moments where you sell and then you're doing well, and then a little
roller coaster.
So sometimes they're like, oh, should I keep doing this? Do people even really like it? And then I'll do like a pop-up event or get a message from a mom or somebody that's bought something from me, and they're like, please continue creating. You don't understand. You're like making such a big impact. And until I meet people, that's where I see like, wow, people actually want them, and it brings me so much like joy, because that's exactly my mission. Like I just want to spread positivity and joy with my Mijas. So when people get them at home, I'm like, can you please take a picture of you using her, or using them, or wherever you. I love seeing them out there.
I always wonder, like, when you see, like, growing up with the Hello Kitty and the Lisa Frank, like, who are the people like behind it? And here you are, like, it's so cool to like getting to know the person behind this art, because like I really feel like that is a God-given talent. Like I don't even know how you even. I'm like, this stuff is so cute, and it's so. And you're right. It's like when we were growing up, it's like the truth is that like when you're growing up, what you see in the media, and I guess in this days like social media, it's like that is where you're trying to figure out like how you a mirror of yourself.
Exactly.
Truly. And so now you're like literally facilitating that.
Yeah, because remember when you used to watch TV, they will sell products to straighten your hair or to like, and we damage or iron our hair. And we damage our hair so much.
Definitely damage.
Yeah, and some people tell me, are you going to straighten your hair? I sometimes do, but I embrace my curly hair.
It's beautiful.
I feel like how they say the ancestors, that's them coming out, or just very proud. And that's why it was like very important for me to show curly hair too.
Yes.
Because again, another way of being rebellious too, like kind of being like F you. We want curly hair. We want Because again, like going back, like I was saying about the corporate world, mostly a lot of my jobs are very creative jobs, like being, you know, a graphic designer. I got to be doing graphics, but also illustration, but their customers didn't look like me. They were more, and then the content that the products that I was creating was not catered to our community. So that was something that I was also learning, like behind the scenes, you know.
Yeah, you're getting ready. You're getting ready.
And then, you know, the anger in me was building up more and more because I was, because at that time I was going to a lot of women empowering. Like with my first Latina event that I went to, this was We'll Grow. They know. We'll Grow. I remember that time I was just like, all the stuff they were saying, it was like hitting the mark. So the more I was going to work and then I was going to these events, I was getting more like angry, like, but also more like
you're getting fuel, huh? Yeah.
And so I was already working on them on my brand for about 10 years. This is before I started working there.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about 10 years ago? What happened 10 years ago?
So I used to work at American Greetings. That's where I was working. So I was doing a lot of like greeting cards, more digital.
Okay.
And they ended up, I thought I was going to grow old with that company. I was already there for 3 years, but they ended up deciding closing the LA office.
Okay.
So I was part of the LA office, so I got let go. And at that time, I just got the apartment.
Okay.
I just moved to my new apartment, my first apartment, and I was freaking out. I was like, how am I gonna pay? Like I remember when they told us in the office, like, okay, they're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna, you know, stay here anymore. I never experienced that, so I just started crying on the spot because the first thing I was like, how am I gonna pay my bills? I just got, and I was reacting like that. And you know, people are like, you have to act like, you know, don't react or anything.
Right. Proper.
But I didn't know it was my first time, so I was just like, how am I?
It's real, dude.
I have a husband that's not good health-wise.
Oh, dude.
What am I gonna do?
Oh my God.
So I remember I cried, and I got the next day. I just remember saying, okay, I can't be like this. I have to continue the hustle mode. So I just opened an Etsy shop. I started drawing and offering like save the date for people, couples and stuff, doing this little kawaii style drawings of them. So I started getting paid like that. Yeah. To the point where even a magazine called, I think it's called Wedding Magazine. I forgot where it's from. They loved my drawing from one of the save the dates. And they were like, can we use your image to show like trends for next year that's coming up? And I was like, oh my God, like, yeah. And then from there, it just gave me the boost to continue like doing, but I already had a Claudia version. I didn't bring I don't think I have my business card, but I shared it on my Instagram. It's the Claudia version, more hand-drawn, that I had on my resume, on my portfolio. And then from there, she developed to what you see her now. But so that's what I mean by 10 years. I've been working on her, like developing her, but I didn't have in mind, like I was gonna do stationery or planners or anything like that. It was more of like a character that was me, that was cute. And then from there, that's when in time, I was like, you know what, this will be a little cute and stationary, because I started planning. I started like, okay, what's the next thing? And I didn't have stickers like, but
I mean, I was like thinking about it. I was like, there's so much you can do. I mean, imagine, would you want like a store, like a brick and mortar store? Like, because I can imagine like stuffed animals or like purses or.
Yes,
like,
I would love to do that. Yes.
Okay, I'm manifesting. We're manifesting, taking a moment to manifest.
Yes.
Because this is like, it's just fate. It's just, it's gonna happen. And there's your story really talks about like the resilience of being a Latina in every way. And so. So there's like this, like, I don't know, I think there's like this authentic tie to what it is, and but then it's also really fun, y'all. Like, I'm literally looking at this. They're literally called paletas mijas.
Yes,
like, oh my God, I love it.
Like, little paletas, but I was like, I want to try our version.
Oh my God, dude. I mean, I'm just like, I don't even, like, how do you, walk me through this. Like, you're like, I'm just gonna draw this, like, and it just sort of comes to you. Like, what is your process? Like, it's just like, you're just like, ding, así empieza, okay. Like, what is it?
Well, I know, right? Anything that I feel that for example, the paleta, I drew it because I knew that I was gonna have an event, and I was like, you know, that it's hot, so people love ice cream, so that would be cute to draw mijas as paletas, and so little things like that, or things that I love.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I wanted to create some of the mijas I have. They're LA inspired. They call it like Cali mijas, so they're all wearing like shirts and dresses that are old Cali style. And then I have like the Pupusa Fest. I did one that was
you did?
Ones
oh, that's the ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's so many like inspired just to represent everything. The sugar skull mijas. They're so cute. God. I just want to make like where people could be like, that looks like me, or that's representing them. But I'm still in the process. Like people have asked me, are you gonna make lawyers? Are you gonna make
there's so much opportunity. I mean, it's like you can do.
I draw everything myself, so I gotta So that's another thing too. But yeah, usually a lot of times it's I'll write down ideas, or if people send me DMs, like, can you make these? Can you make that? And I'll write it down as a to-do list. What I want to do in the future. And then usually I'll be in front of my computer, have some music, or have some movie playing in the background, and then I'll just start drawing. I used to sketch everything first on my sketchbook, but technology evolves, so I do everything on my iPad now. So I sketch everything on my iPad, and once I'm done with each mija, then I transfer it to my computer, which is I use Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, and then set it up for the Cricut machine, which is a machine that it basically cuts your stickers or anything like that, and then put it on. Then start taking pictures for putting it on the website and all that stuff.
You do all of that,
and then putting it on social.
Oh my God!
I do everything. So it's right now, like I said, healing time, but also too like I feel burnt out right now because it's like so much going on. I feel like since we'll say now 16 years with my daughter, it's just been on hustle mode. But now that my husband's working, he's like, if you want to continue working in your business, go ahead. I'm here to support you. I don't want you to stress out, because he started seeing like a decline on me of like being so active or being, I just was very burnt out.
I was going to say, this is a perfect segue on the reality of being an entrepreneur. So real quick, before we go and tell that, I was going to ask you, would you ever get a tattoo of your mija?
Oh my God, I would love to.
I was like, do you have it already?
I know, but I did get a friend, Miguel. Hi, Miguel. I don't know if you're going to see this, but I hope you do. He got a tattoo of Claudia on his ankle. Yes, of my little Claudia. And I was like,
You made it.
I made it.
You made it, dude.
Has it in their body. I was like,
You made it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
But that means a lot to me, just knowing that somebody did that. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, he's like a big supporter, like and he met me. So when I was starting with my business, one of the main things that really helped me from even when I launched. So I say officially my business happened, I'll say 3 to 4 years. Okay. Because I launched it meaning like I launched it.
Like official, it's trademark.
Yes, it's trademark, girl. I went like all in. I said, once I trademark and I paid for that trademark, I'm all in. I can't back up. So I've been just working really hard and pushing them to, get them to grow. But during COVID, I started again hustle mode, Claudia. I was still working at the old company, but it was working from home. And I was like, how can I make extra income? And I was like, they had this kind of like QVC style platform. This is before TikTok Live. So I started streaming on there and basically making a whole experience like this.
Wow.
And I will have lights exactly like this.
What?
Not like this type of light, but
you had some,
Yeah, and I had my phone and I would stream and do a whole show. And and I would be like, okay, so today we're dropping this collection. It's called the Sugar Skull Mijas. And then people will buy it on the spot. So what I did, taking advantage of that time, I was trying out different mija designs, and also I was making my own hair clips with the mijas made of polymorph clay. I was making trinkets of mijas. Like, I was doing a lot. I was very creative.
And how did it go?
It went well. I made good money during that time, during COVID, which I was able to use it for my bills or whatever. But for my main thing for me was just studying to see how people will react, if people will accept them, and people love them. I've been just hustle mode, so now, like you're saying, just trying to self-care about myself now, and still continue drawing, but pacing. I have so much, like, honestly, guys, I brought a sticker pack that has like 940 stickers. That's not all of them, but it's basically all the stickers I've drawn for like about the 3 years, even during COVID. And so I have so much drawing. So now I'm like, I need to create products because I have so much assets.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I'm like, I can make a purse, or I can make a tote bag or a notebook or whatever, or because I'm like, I can jump back and draw again, or do I use all those drawings that I
What a great question. Yeah. Because I think that's a great example of, I mean, I've only been doing business for a couple years now, but I want to talk with you about, you know, the reality of being an entrepreneur and the types of questions of where you really have to balance, like, because I'm gonna wager that most entrepreneurs, what they do is something they really care about, that they want to pursue. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Because it's like you really care about it, so you're gonna give it all, but then at what expense? Like where your self-care and your mental health and all that stuff is at stake.
Yeah.
And so I think the more, like you said, the more we talk about these things, the better we can help all of ourselves.
Yeah.
And so when you ask me that question, I'm like, oh, I feel like I would tell you, like, yeah, like, be smart with your time. Like if you have the assets already, like you've already spent the time, like you already know, like you said, people like these characters. So now it's like, how do you expand on these characters that you've already had, right?
Yeah, because like the Sugar Skull Mijas, that people love them. But they asked me, oh, are you gonna make them in keychains, or are you gonna have them in
amazing?
And then at the moment, at that time, I was just like, draw another one, another collection. I was just drawing. And like I said, like that sticker pack has like all the stickers. I mean, all the drawings that I've done in the past 3 years. So I'm like, I can create other items.
Yes, with the ones you already drawn.
Yeah, instead of like, I gotta draw another collection.
Yeah,
you know? And so,
I would say 100% do that.
Yeah,
especially people already asking you, and those are the kind of questions. Is like, it's hard. It's like because we have a lot of ideas, but sometimes like you have to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, how can this be good for the business? Because ultimately it's a business, so you have to figure out like, how do you keep it alive? Well, you gotta, and sometimes it can be uncomfortable to ask yourself those questions of like, this and that. What has helped you through these years of like those moments?
I think for me, I mean, reality, like there'll be moments like when I'm really burnt out, like I just want to be like, walk away from it. But I just think for me, it's just, again, I keep thinking of my daughter. My daughter is half Filipina and Salvi, so one of the characters is supposed to be an Asian Latina. So to me, it's very important I feel like I don't want to not let her down, because I know she'll be proud of me, but I just want to feel represented. To me, it's so important. I just like, it's already out there. It's kind of like, so I just feel like I just need to continue, but I do see myself being more taking care of myself, like you said. Like, I want to go back drawing, but I do feel myself when I want to sit down and start drawing, I'm like before it wasn't like that. It would be like, okay, let me draw, like, And
but now you're like,
I was like, oh, I have to draw. And then it's not that I don't want to, it's just that I think I need a break. I need a little break, or maybe go like again, like I told you, like I was doing it for about 14 years, hustle, being the breadwinner, being the one that paid all the bills, and then being responsible, being a mother, there for my husband, and then stressing out with even during COVID and all that stuff. So it was just, I stopped taking care of myself, and I just felt like, okay, you know what, it's time for me to kind of push a little bit back, go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, what can I do that will make it easy for me, where I won't stress out too much, and then maybe plan it out to take a little mini vacation or something. This is important, to not like get away. Like I noticed, like right now, yesterday, instead of drawing something with La Mijas, I just grabbed my watercolors and just started painting, and that made me happy. That's why I think during COVID I was doing so much stuff, like hair clips, because I was playing with polymorph clay, making these little characters, and it was so much fun because
that is cute. It
was away from the computer. It was using your hands and doing embroidery. That's what I was doing. So I feel like I want to go back to maybe setting up time for just doing embroidery, getting away from the computer, and also now that I'm, like I told you, like I moved closer to my parents, so I am spending more time with my parents because they're getting older. So I'm trying to be in the now with what everybody's doing. My sisters, my mom, my dad, my daughter, instead of being like running around.
I mean, I think about like identity. Like I think that's a big thing, is like you talk about like letting people down and also like not giving up on your dream. But I think like what I'm realizing is like I enjoy, the work I'm doing and like the opportunity to build and stuff. But I also want to make sure that like I like like myself outside of that. Like I'm more than just my job or more than just my passion or whatever. It's like, that's the space I'm in right now. And that's why I mentioned earlier about like having self-compassion. It's like, I think that's going to help me because I do get burned out too. And I'm like kind of going back to basics of like, who am I? Why am I doing this?
Exactly.
And hey, Jackie, hi.
Yeah.
Like hi, Claudia.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you?
Yeah.
How do you feel? It is good to ask yourself those questions.
100%.
Sometimes you, like you said, you put everybody first. You put your family, your loved ones, and also your business, and then you're like, no, wait. What happened to me?
Yeah.
And then you look at yourself.
What do you give yourself?
Like, I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
Like having moments like, and then having another hello 44. That's another. You should prepare yourself.
Okay.
Body changes.
Oh yeah, more changes. Yeah.
For me, I just noticed like I'm more like putting myself up. Sometimes I'm like, well, if I don't want to go, I'm not gonna go.
Yes.
Before it was like I have to go. I don't want to let them down. And of course, I still do think like that. But sometimes I'm like, I put myself first. Like, you know what, Claudia, you don't need to go. It's fine.
Yeah.
And you don't have to make it an excuse. Like, I don't know, as if it's like the older you don't care. I don't know what it is. I do still care.
Well, it's like, I think a lot of the times sometimes when we're younger, we do things because of, again, it's like we're trying to please people or we're trying to, and we're not like listening to ourselves. And so I think it sounds like you're going back to yourself and you're like, hey, what do I want? What do I need?
It's true. More being the oldest, I keep saying that again, like I'm the oldest, but I feel like a lot of times you put a lot of pressure to do what your parents tell you or follow, because you know,
society,
because you know, having to see my parents, like, you know, crossing the border to come here and seeing all the jobs that they had and the lifestyle that I have now is, I'm grateful for them to making all those sacrifices. So I also don't want to, like, you know,
let them down.
So, but now I feel like at this age, like, I love you, parents. You see, you know, I live this lifestyle, whatever, because of you guys. But now I'm putting myself first. If I don't want to be there, I'm not going to be there. If I want to speak up, I'll speak up. And that's one of the reasons, like, when I left my last job, because I was like fed up. I was like, I'm out. I don't need to put up with this. I'm not like that, you know. I'm not in a happy place. I'm not feeling, you know, valued. I'm out. And so that was like a big step, because that was the Claudia Claudia would never do that. Like, Claudia wouldn't do that. But that was the Claudia. I guess that was inside. I was like, let me show you who I really am. Like,
dude,
you know, like,
I'm laughing because like we have similar personalities, because I did something similar, and I'm like, Jackie wouldn't do that. So I think we're coming into our era of like, we're just like really trying to listen to what we want. And I think as entrepreneurs, as we're doing that, we also have to like, yes, we can listen to what we want, but we also have to like, we are our own boss. So it's like, we have to make sure, like Anna's like, dude, you're your own boss. So like, what pressure are you trying to put on yourself? Like, you know, and I think sometimes my workaholic kind of the energy just follows me. And so I think it's like, you know, I have found it useful to like turn to people for guidance, because like I didn't go to school for business. I can do marketing. But I don't know how to do, like, business is a whole other thing. And I think like not being afraid to ask for help, you know, and understanding of like, hey, like, let's reevaluate this. Like, because for me, I'm like, I want to get to a place where I'm like, I don't want to be like burned out all the time. That's like where I'm at, where I'm like, how do I figure out how to like really
like separate this with like, because I mean, even because the thing about being a business owner, and more if you have it at home, it's like you can't really disconnect. So now I understand why people have like offices outside. Because like, at least in the office, you concentrate on work, and then when you go home, you disconnect. At the house, I have my computer, everything there, and I literally find myself all day sitting in there, and I'm watching TV in my computer, or I'm watching, or doing a Zoom call, or answering emails, or working, and I'm like, wait, when I'm at work, I know at 12 I gotta head out because I gotta go get lunch, and then 15 minutes later, you know, get a break, and it's like, you don't do
No, and you know what? I think it's so interesting. Like, one thing that I'm recognizing is like, dude, if one can understand patterns, or like, what is the things that like, what are the situations that you're like, oh, this is not helping me. Like, what can I do? So for example, like I too am like in front of my computers, right? And so for me, I'm like, no, I I recognize that there's like little things that I can do throughout the day that like help me have a moment with myself. So this is a really silly example, but I'm gonna just share it with you. Is like, I really like in our living room, I really like light. So when you were talking about your husband in the dark, like that's, I like that, like it's hard for me. So I only imagine how that was for you, because I want light. Like I like sunlight. Like I when it's gloomy, I feel gloomy. Like it's the whole thing. So what I do is like I don't know if Anna knows this, but I get up on the couch to pull the blinds, and I'm like pulling the blinds, and the sun's coming in, and I'm just like, you know, so I'm trying to find moments in my day where I'm like, this is for Jackie. Like this is like a moment for me, and like small little things. So I don't know if there's anything like what helps you throughout the day.
I have done that too, when there are like moments where I was like, I've been sitting here too long, so I just literally go out and just go like this. And I'm just enjoying, and I'll try to stretch, like I'm doing like my stretch. Or just singing and just like enjoying, because I love the sun too. I love light, you know. So that was really, with him, with that time. Good thing now he is not sensitive to the light, so we literally have lots of windows, and I'm happy. Because I feel like light brings joy. You know, when like outside light, like it just makes you happy.
It does.
And even fresh air. Like that, you know. And so I do things like that. Things like that.
I think like as entrepreneurs, we also don't have like the luxury, especially if we're starting out, like we don't necessarily have a team. And so there's two things I want to talk about that. So there's one is like, I feel like there's a lot of room for negative talk. I really want to hone in on this, right? It's like this idea of like self-compassion of what I'm learning right now, and like the negative talk. It's like sometimes your reality can't change, right? But I'm finding that like being really compassionate and really talking to myself and being the friend I am to other people with myself is really helping me. And that way I'm talking to myself is changing, and I'm like, holy moly, I'm excited. I know it's going to take work and it's practice, but like I'm here for it. The truth is, like, I think being an entrepreneur, in my opinion, it can be chaotic. It can be chaotic. I don't think anything's ever super balanced unless you come in with a lot of funding. I don't know. Can you speak openly? You don't have to if you don't want to, but about how you talk to yourself and how it affects you.
Oh yeah, I am that girl that talks to themselves a lot.
We love that.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like even when I'm just not even say it loud, I'll be thinking in my head, and I'm like, you know, I'll be fighting myself.
Claudia?
You're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, I'm just talking to myself. You know, because one thing too is just for me, it's like I started celebrating my wins. Before it was like, be humble, but be humble where you don't, you call it bragging. Right? That was like, it was like a bad thing. And I'm like, wait, but I'm doing this on my own. Why can't I give myself flowers? So I would be a way of me doing is saying it to myself, but also seeing it, which I usually post on my social media and be like, this is what I've done, and I'm giving myself flowers. So don't forget to give you guys yourself flowers, basically. So it's kind of like saying you're giving yourself advice to other people, but also giving it to yourself, because you know, I sometimes you get so caught up where like just hustle, work, creating, but then you don't stop and celebrate. Like, dude, I just spoke to Ryan Seacrest. You know,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just spoke to Ryan Seacrest about my brand.
What? How was that?
I know, it was really shocking also, first of all, but at the moment I was like, I listened to it and I'm like, wow, I didn't have it planned what I was going to say. And I just said it. Yeah, I know.
We're sitting with a legend right now. I'm sitting with a legend. This is going to be so amazing, dude.
No, but I was just like, those moments, because like, you know, again, hustle mode, you don't want to celebrate, like you do celebrate in your home, you're like, like you're like the little girl with the but I was like, no, dude, I like spoke to him. That's a major thing. And he talked about them. And I was like, and then the same thing with when I was with Telemundo and NBC4. I'm trying to it's not bragging. I'm just literally
for me, I'm like, wow, like it's inspirational. It really is. It's like
inspirational.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have a team that does the PR or whatever that reach out to people. This is all me, like putting myself out there, reaching out, or just having hashtags really work too.
I know there's such a controversy with that.
Hashtags.
I like them.
Because I feel like people. I ask them. I'm like, how did you? Like if for example for Telemundo, they were like, oh, we were looking for entrepreneurs that are business owners, and they found me on TikTok, and I was like, oh, really? Okay, so hashtags work.
Hashtags work.
They do.
I use them too for my business.
So don't be afraid to use hashtags. You never know. There are people that are doing research, looking at hashtags or search. You know, so definitely that's how I got opportunities. But I'm just saying, like, with all those things, at the moment I was celebrating it, but not the way when.
Why do you think you weren't at the time?
Again, the mindset of like being humble and not in the word bragging. Like you don't want, it's like such a negative thing. But when I think it's kind of like saying giving yourself flowers is more of a nicer way.
Yeah, it is.
And also to take away that mindset that you grew up with. Like you can't.
Why can't you be proud of yourself?
Why can't you be proud of yourself?
Like,
so I started sharing that, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it up because nobody else is gonna do it, and nobody's gonna see that. The hard work that I've done has given me these opportunities, and also to inspire the community to not, think the way I was thinking. Put yourself out there. You never know. If I can share my story to inspire you to go for it, do it.
It reminds me of this idea of validation. So we're all out here like trying to get validation from other people, whether it's coworkers, friends, partners, parents, whatever. I'm in an era where I'm like, I want to figure out how to have my own self-validation. I don't know how to do it, but how do you feel about self-validation?
I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it, like even just being here with you, because I know I'm going to look at this later on and I'll be like, I'm validating myself. But just talking about it more and just having my validation, saying it loud, and then seeing also too, I started changing my ways. Now that I have my own little office, I'm putting all my work up. Like I have my posters, like I have my posters that I designed, the books, I have it out because you're so caught up so many times and you don't think about all the work that you've done until you see it on display, or like you see it somebody using it and you're like, wow, I've done so much. So I have to, like, that's my way of kind of like giving myself like pat in the back, like you did that.
I love that.
Continue doing it.
Continue doing it.
Yes, I'm gonna continue doing it. It just, it's like I said, I have to find a balance, like self-care and my sister keeps saying like, just plan your schedule every day. And I was like, but sometimes being a business owner, you have your own schedule.
I was gonna say, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, the beauty of the schedule. So sometimes I'll be like,
so structured.
So sometimes I love working at night. So while everybody's sleeping,
I do too, actually.
Claudia is up working,
hustling,
drawing.
No, just kidding. Creating. I like the word. What you were saying, creating. You were creating.
I'm creating and just like it's just my me time. That's why sometimes I have a hard time because it's like that is my me time.
I know, it's like you love it, but it's like a very interesting. I mean, I feel the same way with Donas and Tortas. Like I actually enjoy editing it because I enjoy. This is my favorite part, obviously. Is the live, but I do enjoy editing because I get to, because sometimes you get to re-look and relearn what every time I'm already learning from you. I learn from everybody that I interview but that brings me to another question about scaling. For me, it scares me to scale, both from a business perspective and then with Donas and Tortas. I think people throw that word around a lot and it's true. With a business you have to, at some point you have to scale to some extent, right? Of asking for help and all that stuff. I'm definitely unsure of when it's going to be the right time for us. I think once we have a more like regular income and more, I think a more set in stone business model for us, then I'd be like, okay, now we can bring in help. But that's where I'm at right with that. With Donas and Tortas, like I'm manifesting here. But like I think I still have to grow my community online and grow a community. But my goal is I'm manifesting here, everybody. But like any sponsors out there who want to sponsor a video, that's my goal, because like my goal would be like, man, if I could do this every day, like I would. But that's what I tell myself. I'm like, I'm building something. And so that takes time. When you see a big building, it took time to see what you see. So I don't know.
I told it, you hit the nail, whatever you call it. It's perfect. Yeah, exactly, because that's how I feel. Like I keep forgetting that, again, we're always working so hard. We're always pushing ourselves. And then I'm like, wait, it's only been 3-4 years. I feel like it's been longer. And then I have to be like exactly what you said. And then to scaling it, it's like I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared. It's scary.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's scary. It's a responsibility.
It's a big, because we're already struggling of like figuring, again, we didn't go to school for business, but so we're learning as we go. I'm learning as I'm going too, but scaling, it's another level because also you're bringing more people and then you are now responsible to pay their bills. Give them their check.
It's a big responsibility.
And so it's a big responsibility. I feel like when the time comes, I don't know if it will be ready, but it will happen, I feel. I feel like a lot, like the risk of just, I mean, even for us to even try to start our own business, that's also scary.
That's a huge scary.
So sometimes like I love the challenge, but also too, I'm not ready for that step yet. But because it's all everything on me and but hoping.
What are you manifesting?
I'm manifesting to collaborate with more brands. I would love to, because I've only collaborated with one brand, and we did a whole sticker pack together, and my stuff was at Michael's and Amazon. It was a beautiful opportunity, and I didn't.
Those are wins, by the way. Those are wins.
Thank you.
Those are wins.
Woo, thank you. Yes, I was so like, oh my goodness. I was like, so we collaborated, we created the sticker. So I want to do more where my goal is to license my characters. That would be my goal, to have people like other brands be like, we would love to create, water bottles with your mijas, licensed and things. But also I would love to collaborate. But also I would love to do animation.
I was gonna say movies,
animation, dolls.
Oh my god!
I just want to be like we were saying earlier, having a shop. I would love to create a shop, because remember when we were kids, we would go to like the mall and then we would go to the Hello Kitty.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was like, for me, my parents couldn't afford a lot, so it was like, I was that kid, so I would love to make my shop, but also have it very affordable for kids, and just do a whole just be the next one up next to Disney and up next to the other brands. That's my goal. I also, that was another thing, like changing your ways of thinking, like how you're saying, like how do you like give yourself flowers or be like think big? Not that is not. Before I used to be like, why can't I think big? And I remember I went to an event. And it was in the middle of downtown. It was a nice hotel. We were outside at the pool with a group of other entrepreneurs. And I'm looking up and I see the buildings. You just see, how downtown it is. And I said, it was at night. It was a nice night. I said, you know what? I'm going to say it loud right here. My brand is going to be up there with those businesses. I was like, why can't I think like that? Like, why do I have to think small? Why can't there be a Latina brand out there that's next to all those brands? I'm gonna work really hard, but it's good to think big.
It is good. I think it has a lot to do with the culture and stuff, because I remember I told my dad, I've been going to this, they offer free workshops in Orange County for family-owned businesses, and you meet a lot of family-owned businesses there that teach their own history, right? And this is 3-4 generations, right? So I'm sitting here, a baby entrepreneur, and they're talking about building an asset and if you ever want to sell your company and all this stuff. And I'm like, I remember I told my dad one day, I was like, dude, I'm learning so much. And I was like, I don't know, maybe one day, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would ever sell it, but it would just think about the business on another level, bigger than yourself. And he kind of just laughed at me. He's like what? And so I think, but that just fuels me even more. I'm like, okay, you're not on my level. I love you, Dad. And he is great. And he's he has always pushed me, but I think there's still a level of if something is something too big. And so I 100% agree with you. I love that you're talking about this. I think that the biggest ideas are the most honest. I think, or the craziest rather. The craziest ideas I think are the most honest. And I think some of us are so afraid because we're already self-sabotaging. Well, that's not possible. No. So there's having the big idea, and then there's the other side of it, which is how do we get there, And I think as entrepreneurs, I think we tend to have a lot of ideas. For me, with Anna, it does help to have a partner who can settle me down and be let's, and sometimes I do that with her, sometimes. But for you, I always really admire solo entrepreneurs, because if it was just me, that's a lot. I really want to hear about how you motivate yourself. How do you work with yourself? Because that's basically what you're doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think for me, it, like I said, going to meet other women, or even just right now with you, talking with you, it just inspires me so much, because I'm like, oh, I met somebody that actually can relate to how I feel. And then also you can reflect on yourself, okay, well, I'm not there yet, but what can I do? And it is, I mean, when you you might not get the answer. There's so much you can do when you go to social media or YouTube channels, like where they teach you how to do certain things. But it's such a different level when you go out there and meet and, like you said, sit down and listen to like generations of people that, like, I keep thinking, like, for example, Portals. We just had Portals.
Oh my God.
I mean, they're Latino owned too, and it's right there in Burbank. I see their bakery, and it's so packed. And people
everywhere it's packed, dude. Every location.
Yeah, and
imagine.
And I don't think people, that are not Latinos don't think of it as a Latino company. But it is.
It is. It is. It is.
So that's like another inspiration to be like, yo, they did it. I mean, I bet you they started off from home. I mean, I don't know their whole.
They did actually. Yeah.
And so, and then from there, it just led to where they are. They found their secret sauce.
That secret sauce.
And I will, we'll get there. I feel it just continue doing it. And just don't give up. But it is hard. I mean, like I said, don't remind yourself, why are you doing it? And I think for me, it's just, like I said, having my stuff up in the wall and then just looking at comments that people leave, and then going to events where people actually like come up to me and say, oh my goodness, I love your products. I love everything. Like, okay, so this is talking about how much of an impact that I didn't think I had. I went to Texas for the first time for an event.
That was your first time?
That was my first time going to Texas. And in also business, right? Because I've never done that before.
A business trip?
A business trip,
okay.
Yes. I got invited to speak about branding.
Oh,
and so it was like a business summit. Yeah. And so, but also business summit / stationary planner event. Yeah. Right? So I did spoke about my branding and everything, and that was the first.
Wow.
So I was so happy to share again, meeting other people. But when I got there, even just get on the elevator, this lady was like freaking out, like girl fan.
Oh my God.
And I'm not saying that because she actually said it. She's like, I'm girl fanning right now, girl fanning. And I'm like, no, it's okay. It's just me. And then she's like, I love your stuff. Can I take a picture with you? Can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, okay, just picture. And then I was like, because I'm just regular Claudia, like we're just chatting. But she's like, I'm from Texas. I love everything you're doing.
Dude.
Like a lot of people from Texas. Hi, people from Texas.
Shout out Texas.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support. Everybody's so sweet, but I felt the love, and I was like, wow. And people were like, thank you so much for making them. Thank you for creating an Afro-Latina or an Asian Latina. My daughter's half Filipina or whatever. They would say that, and it's like, it's so cute that you're creating, and that just validated me. So I kind of give those little reminders to myself, continue doing it, and also pat myself on the back, like, you're doing a big impact, which is something that I said right after I graduated from high school. I wanted to get in an industry where I can use my art to create an impact. And it took me a while to figure it out, but I ended up with Mijas now, and I'm still gonna continue. I'm still learning to continue creating.
That's beautiful. Yeah, because you can't measure a moment like that. You really can't. It's something that is, deeply, in some ways, deeply personal. Like, I can't imagine how you felt in that moment. Like,
I was just like, oh, why are you freaking out? Like, it's just me, Claudia. And then I told them, I'm like, it's just me drawing. But for me, like, at that moment, that just shows me that I impacted her in some type of way, because she has her own feelings, her own inner child, whatever she is feeling in that moment. My drawing created something for her, so that was just like, it just reminded me.
You got to keep going is basically, for me, I'm like, you got to keep going, girl. Like, that's just one person that met you that told you that, but you don't know, what you're national now, by the way, and they're going to be international. When I think about like people who've made big impact and legacy, like, it all starts with that, like you're saying, that genuine want to fill in the space, or like find a solution for that. Like, there's truly a need, and you're like doing it, and it is inspiring. I'm like,
thank you.
The precious.
It's like, I love this.
I'm definitely gonna walk away with these.
Definitely.